Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Cookiecast. Today on Cookiecast is a special episode of a new podcast that we're bringing to you. This is, as I explain in the intro to this podcast, what we're looking for in the new year in 2019 is new content for people. That doesn't necessarily just have to come from the Cookiecast brand. That can come from anywhere. So this is one of our new podcasts, as I explain, like I say in the podcast. This is something that sits under the Cookiecast umbrella, but this is something that's going to be run by Paul Williams, who is my co-host from the NFL podcast and from many of the other podcasts we've done, and James Panas. They are going to be running a Middlesborough Football Club and Forrest Football Club based podcast, but it's generally talking about football. So this is Cookiecast presents You Can't See the Forest for the Tees.
I think. Don't seem to have had hair.
Flashy.
Not had hair and makeup yet, though.
Ball sacks.
I don't know if we need the ball sacks doing, do we?
Dawned on me. Brought that for Nufflecast. Definitely didn't bring my Borough jersey. I also just said the word jersey.
Yeah.
So welcome to the soccer cast, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not here. I was totally gonna pull it out of the bag by pulling something out of a bag and just blowing you away then. But the bag, it was.
You were going to produce something Borough based.
I was
like the Riverside or something like that.
Oh, he's got a scarf, hasn't he?
Yeah, of course he had.
Yeah.
I'm realising that this shot right now is great.
Just on the belly. Yeah, boy. Are you going to introduce us then, Andrew? Or...
Right, let me get seated.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a long time since I did a cast.
That was not what I was. I'm now stuck. I'm like a beached whale.
Have you just brought that home from work? Did you have it first?
No, I built
I've noticed they're there for a while.
I built it. I put it together.
I've noticed that we've had some of those in for a while, but I've only noticed today that they've got black on them.
I have no idea where they are.
There's a little
they're in
breakout
one of the
rooms.
drop-in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Breakout room. That's
I
it.
think that's what it's called, isn't it?
I can't read
You with your black coffee. You crazy
He offered
bastard.
me all sorts of syrups as well. I had to remind
I was like, as a fully functioning diabetic, can I offer you some
High
sugar?
High concentrated sugar.
It was like, well, I'm still diabetic. I was like, yeah.
So anyway,
Right. Okay. Sorry. Are we going?
Right. Here we go. So, today on Cookiecast,
are we classing this as a spin-off?
so it's a new year, new seasons are blooming of all sorts of things.
HNY peeps.
Happy New Year. There we go. So
You're going Jericho now.
some of the stuff that we've discussed as a group and in smaller groups and things like that is pushing the envelope, pushing the umbrella of Cookiecast out. I offered out a varying different degrees of podcasts to other people. A couple of the takers.
Couple of undertakers.
A couple of reverse undertakers. Different podcasts. Speaking of different podcasts, my co-host from the Yorkshire's #1 NFL podcast, Mr. Paul Williams.
Is that official?
That's official. Undisputed, because nobody has yet disputed.
No one's raised a grievance.
Which I think, at this point in time, as I'm the host, I'm hosting, but this would make you the host.
Of this?
Kind of. Your co-host.
I see we've all been ranked already.
So top host, bottom co-host. Your co-host is Mr. James Panas.
My co-host and cohort, to borrow a line from Jim Cornette.
So, a few of the ideas that were thrown out there, banded around, me and Paul have been talking about doing a shooting the shit podcast, because me and Paul generally
Have a lot of shit to shoot.
That's another way of looking at it. We also spoke very briefly about a wrestling podcast. All those things might happen or none of them. Something that has definitely been around for a while, and we just sort of tried to decide when to kick this bad boy off. And the best time to do it was the new year, 2019, kids. Whew. Nearly a year of the podcast. Can you fucking believe that?
Excellent.
So basically, this is Cookiecast presents, and you guys are going to do. From my understanding, Paul is one of the 8 Middlesbrough football fans.
Comments below.
Whoa, is it?
Well, I listen to 3
Whoa.
Middlesbrough-based podcasts as it is.
Whoa, is it 7? Did we lose one over Christmas?
You swine.
Paul is a Middlesbrough Football Club supporter.
Oh, the smog.
The smog. James is a Forest.
I didn't go Notts today. I was waiting for him to go Notts.
Notts County.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest.
I was going to say, it'd be amazing if people were to
trees.
start calling them Notts Forest and Nottingham County.
And as I'm a fantasy football legend, that's why I'm here.
There you go.
So we were badly. So of course we discussed it, and we were thinking, what does the world need? It's another football podcast, obviously.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough saturation of that particular
any football podcast.
But I know what you're thinking, and you're thinking, what do I do if I like Middlesbrough Football Club and Nottingham Forest Football Club?
Shoot yourself.
Generally, it's give up on all football.
Yeah.
But what you
Become
might
Leeds
think
fan.
is, I swear to God,
I know nothing about
if there will be
football.
one thing that will not be discussed on this fucking podcast, it's those bastards.
Matthew from York phoned in to say.
Yeah, it'll be interesting when we get him on.
That'll be all the
to give his-
comments.
But it's alright though, because you and him can
Comments
bond.
of Leeds.
You and him can bond over your the fact that you both don't support, yet seem to spend an awful lot of your time at Bramall fucking Lane.
Yeah, it's true.
It's ridiculous. So going back to the, so it was a case of, what does the world need? It's another football podcast. But we're going to put a different spin on it, and the fact that we're going to bring the Teesside element of the borough, the East Midlands element of Nottingham Forest,
Yeah.
for the imaginatively titled, You Can't See the Forest for the Tees.
Very good. Yeah.
Hooray! So, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to episode 1 of Cookiecast presents.
Can't see the forest for the T's.
Hashtag it. Do whatever you want with that information.
So what would that be? Hashtag CSTFFTT. Something like
Just
that.
rolls off the tongue.
Or just hashtag Forest.
I mean, no, that's not gonna fly in my
Right,
world.
first part I'd like to make is I fully understand how Paul Williams is a Middlesbrough supporter, but how Forest?
This is an excellent way to start. I didn't even think about this.
How is this come about?
Growing up, it was basically the closest football team. Say for Donny, they were in the conference.
Right.
That was away.
No, they weren't. When you were growing up, there's no way Doncaster Rovers were in the conference. You didn't grow up after 1999. Or 97, I think, might have been when Donny got binned off. Was it 97? I think it was 97 when Donny went
Something
down.
like that. Because when I was
Hang on, at that point,
when I was 16.
Hang on, at that point, you'd have been about 75.
No, when I was 16, I basically went to all the Donny games because we could get in for a quid. I know.
Could get him for a quid.
And I thought, right,
It was that day when it was Dave Penny's birthday and everyone got in for a penny. There you go.
Donny legend. / Darlow legend, and for that, he will forever be
Dead
fucking
team.
wank. So I was going to say, I thought having to be subjected to Hartlepool as a kid was bad. But saying that, I was quite lucky because I grew up in the Hartlepool United, and I can't believe I'm about to use this, glory days.
What was that, like League 2?
League 1, mate.
League 1.
Got up to League 1. We're 8 minutes away from being promoted to the Championship. I was one of the 25,000 that was there. 20,000-ish. Millennium Stadium. Robbed they were.
So, here's my understanding of football from a very young age.
This
This
going
won't
to be
take long.
This is going to be amazing. Whatever you're about to say is going to be good.
This is the wild assumption that I don't know anything. I don't know anything about football.
To be fair, you were quite lucky though. You had two choices of teams. You know, City or Rovers. Growing up in Bristol, as you did.
I thought he was a Liverpool fan in the Formula 1.
That's not.
We
going
don't
to go
talk
down
about
well.
that. How do you? We don't talk about that. So that's a whole other story. So when I was little, when I was wee, I was mad into football. I just spent all my time doing the football, kicking the sports ball.
Somewhere sound that is just
I was
absolutely
a
loving it.
massive fan of a particular team that we won't talk about because but I was the way it was.
It says this all the time, and I can only assume that it means the Manchester of the United variety, but I'm not too sure.
I didn't realise he said this all the time, so I might have had a giveaway with Liverpool.
You haven't spent a lot of time with it.
Yeah.
The way it was explained to me was you're allowed 2 teams. You're allowed to support 2 teams.
Okay.
I'm fully on board with this.
So you're allowed to pick a team,
Yeah.
and then you have to go with the team of your birthplace.
Right.
That was what my dad always instilled.
The
in me.
birthplace hasn't gone well for me.
So
Donny. Yeah, no, I've never supported Donny. I went to a lot of games because you have to go to, like...
Bellevue.
I think the choice of no football or some football, I would always take some football.
Yeah,
That's
why it's one of those ones that the worst football game is still better than the best episode of Coronation Street.
Or NFL. Or
Whoa!
wrestling.
Steady.
Whoa!
Steady.
Wrestling?
Steady.
I'll body slam you right here, Chief.
I can know what that means.
Bitch. Yo, whatever he fucking knows.
Right.
So my favourite wrestling joke of all time has to be, if wrestling's fake, why did I have to take the missus to hospital after I body slammed her through a table?
Ooh.
Right, anyway.
Domestic violence joke. So, you're allowed 2 teams, one of your place of birth, one you kind of pick.
Okay.
Now for me, I was born in York, and spoilers, I moved to Manchester,
Bristol.
and then I moved back to York.
Bristol.
So that might give you an idea. So York City all the way. And we won't talk about anything else. So I understand
City all the way.
Yeah, okay.
Paul's sort of, because he's got connections to both Hartlepool and up the borough.
I mean, what a 2 to pick. Borough and Pools, Jesus Christ.
Paul loves great football. I've been to more than one Middlesbrough game.
I've been to a Middlesbrough game.
Did you go there with Paul?
Yes.
Did Middlesbrough win?
No.
You know this. We recorded a podcast on the day that we won.
I'm leading this down a particular path. I've been with Paul when Middlesbrough have been beaten.
Yeah.
The rest of that day, holy shit!
In fairness, he took it pretty well. He just got drunk.
It's got to the stage now where I am able to distance myself from a loss in the fact of,
Practice, isn't it?
well, yeah.
Of late.
Surprisingly,
Of late.
happens.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, spoiler alert, happens more than you'd think as a Borough fan.
Honestly, I've never seen anything like that day. Jesus. I'm pleased you can distance yourself from those
Heady days.
So anyway, growing up, the part of Donny I'm from is on the Nottinghamshire border. So
Okay.
it's almost... Donny's the closest one, to be fair. But it's almost equidistant between Sheffield, Nottingham
Chesterfield.
and Doncaster. So it's like near Worksop. I mean, we're getting into geography.
Did you use the word equidistant?
Yeah, is that
Should have been word of the podcast.
Didn't use it.
You get penalised, boy. Totally different subject. Right, go.
I don't know what I
Equidistant.
missed there.
Yeah, that's
Fucking word of the
something.
podcast. Damn it.
Yeah. So I've just started going to Forest games. It was mum and dad split up. I had to spend weekends with my dad doing something. Went to football. So it started.
Standard.
Simple.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So that's my.
So do you just have one team, or do you go Forest, Donny?
Well, he knows where this is going. So basically, I don't have Donny. I used to go to a lot of games, and I go to a lot of Sheffield United games. But that's just because I like watching football. The team I follow, because my team...
watching football! I choose to go to Sheffield United! Lol, man.
You've been obviously avoiding the same conversation, but I'll get it out there. Is because my team's not been in the Premier League for quite some time, I do like to look in on the United results. So yeah, you could
By United, you mean Blades?
Not Newcastle. Or
Blades.
No, I quite like Man United.
Oh, what the fuck?
You know this.
Just gonna. So I'm just gonna spend a little bit of time on my phone.
No.
In case you.
I thought you were football. But anyway, yeah. No one.
But I spent a season as a Liverpool supporter because I was tired of Man United getting beat.
What?
Just talking about
So anyway, they're two clubs, but there's I like watch out for a lot of results. I generally seem to just go along with the clubs
who's winning. That's why you picked
who are playing against my friends' teams. So like
on that thing,
having
just quickly, did you see there was that guy who, as an experiment, decided to pick a team to start off the season?
Yeah.
And then he decided as soon as that team got beat, he
would
team. He would then start supporting the team that beat that team.
Oh, see where we got with
that.
And
he basically sort of did that for an entire season. I'll need to look it up to see how many different teams he supported during the season because that sounds quite fun actually.
Yeah. Not a true football.
Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, you could do that. But no, I tend to follow the teams that are against my friends' teams.
Oh wow, slag.
So when I always look out for the results, I always think, I wonder who Borough was this week. No, and also it works quite well because like out of a group of friends, I've got quite a lot of people I know support Sheffield United, Middlesbrough, Leeds, and they're all competing at the same time.
It's just
I'm still counting twos.
It was just that he said a lot of people who support Borough, and I was like,
no, I said a lot of people who support
me.
Yeah, I know Phil supports Borough, doesn't he?
Oh, of course he does.
Shit, I always forget that.
Sorry, Phil.
So I used to love. I like I say, I've been to more than one Middlesbrough game. I'm pretty sure a couple of them was me, you, and Phil, and then others.
They were always the best thing about it was they were always this time of year because it was always FA Cup third round, which I'm assuming we'll come on to later.
Yeah,
but it was always FA Cup third round, and it was because they did the tickets for cheap
tickets.
So it was a tenner to get in.
Yeah.
So it was a case of it's a day out.
Phil is a self-hating Middlesbrough fan. He proper
for that. Just read Middlesbrough fan.
But he's the kind of guy that goes in under the blanket and then nips in, like sits in the seat like that. Like, which team are we playing? Can I go and sit up?
Just just collar up around.
Yeah, like hat, sunglasses, just in case anybody from Middlesbrough.
It's Bono.
That was similar to me when we went to the River Dance.
That was because he's called it the River Dance. He's on fire here.
Yeah.
That was because we went in the Borough end, obviously.
Yeah,
we went in the South Stand. I've not been in the South Stand ever before. It was a moving
fair,
experience for that guy who was clearly on cocaine in front of us.
If it was you, comment.
Yeah, I was going to say share,
and share your cocaine story on the football podcast.
That is the first time I've ever been to a seated stadium and stood the whole game.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing where you can get away with it if you're an away supporter in a ground. Usually, can't really normally get away with it as a home supporter because they're supposed to be putting sanctions on that. I'm sure. Like if home supporters are seen standing in all seated stadiums, they're supposed to get fines and. Stuff. I'm sure, unless I've just totally Billy bullshit.
I mean, I've been to gigs before where it's like I've got a seated ticket because of the price, and sometimes the standings are gone.
Yeah.
And then the moment the band comes on, stood up and stood for the entire gig.
That happened to me at a Queens of the Stone Age gig. Sat on the side.
Yeah. And also, if you're already stood up and as an away fan there, if Middlesbrough had scored, unlikely event. Then you don't have that weird bit, because I always have this at Sheffield United, where everyone jumps up going mental, and I sit there and go, really? So you have to feign. You have to get up. Yeah, well done.
That's the worst.
Really sharp again. Well,
that's the worst. Well, on that that vein, it's that, have you ever been to a game as a fan of the away team, where you've had to sit in the home end,
and your team have scored,
and then the team that's playing against your team scored, and you've had to get up and go, oh yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, I do it literally every weekend at Bramall Lane.
Well, yeah, obviously, happened to me last season went to the Leeds Borough game at Leeds, and I was in the Leeds end. I had to celebrate twice. No thanks. Not doing that again.
I mean, what level are we at there? Because essentially you've got behind Leeds. At this point in time,
Yeah, you've gone.
I know the difference.
I've gone to the dark
between
side there.
the American football and the soccer.
The American sports ball.
The American sports ball and the
English sport.
But
I can't believe he said soccer rather than real football.
knowing absolutely nothing about football at this stage in my life, I know that you don't support Leeds.
Well, we all hate Leeds.
It is one thing that all football fans have in common, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, but have you noticed this season it's getting the same way about Liverpool?
I think
So
that's
everyone's
because generally you don't like the
So, for
underdog,
example,
don't you?
tonight is Man City versus Liverpool, currently playing.
I will definitely be wanting Liverpool to win.
Really?
Oh, I can't
Well,
stand
on
City.
Twitter, I saw something that said for tonight, Man City fans, and it was the Man City badge, and then it was Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Newcastle,
Oh, no,
Leeds, whatever.
I'd rather
And then it
Liverpool
was
just run away
Liverpool
with
fans, and it was the Liverpool badge. Because this is the reason Liverpool fans, Leeds fans, Newcastle fans
entitled.
take himself a bit too seriously.
Yeah.
A little bit entitled.
Mm.
A little bit Billy Big Time. Newcastle fans, especially, are a massive club. 55,000 every week.
When was the last time they won out?
Give a shit. Win a trophy.
90s.
Incidentally,
Win a trophy.
now you said that, I just do have to remind. What was that Sunderland attendance the other day in
46,000 in
Boxing
League
Day
One.
in League One?
46,000 people on Boxing Day.
Oh yeah.
Their mothers would be disgusted.
They were probably there with them.
Yeah, I was going to say they're probably there.
Yeah, highest attendance ever in League One. Second highest, I think it was either the second highest or the third highest attendance of the day.
Boxing Day.
Including Prems.
So the only one that was higher was Man United, as far as I'm aware. There was more fans at Sunderland than there were at Wembley to see Spurs play. Crazy.
You know.
People
yeah.
in that corner will probably need to
I think
get
that
out.
I think the thing as to why it was so high is that Sunderland have actually started winning games, which is unheard of in the last 5 or 6 seasons. So they're just sort of trying to get it while they can.
Might as well.
So that's a bit of an introduction as to our fandom.
yeah.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
I don't think we've got we haven't really got a format as of yet, have we? We just sort of finding our feet, as it were.
What is it you're going to talk about? You're just going to talk
Well,
about Forrest and Middlesbrough.
I think it was based around that, but more
Yeah, we were going to do it
in the Championship.
The idea was we were going to do a generic football podcast, but garnered more towards Borough, Forest. If we had a guest, well, I say a guest, if we had someone else on who happened to support a team that was in the Championship, we'd do a guest spotlight on that for the week.
Nobody's sending them a spotlight.
But
Or if one of us draws Liverpool in the next round,
yeah,
you get a certain Liverpool fan from the office.
Do you mean me?
No.
T-Dog, TW, is he a Liverpool fan?
It's TW. Tony?
Yeah.
No, he's an Everton fan.
Oh right, I'll take it back. He was a certain Liverpool fan from the office.
JR. You can't avoid it. It's talked about all the time.
Jim Ross.
Yeah. Anyway.
JR.
Anyway, we'll get away from that.
Do we need to give me and June a little
Oh, don't. Sad times.
So yeah. Anyway, there's probably potential for a lot of people
Yeah.
calling in.
I mean, we
Tom
said
Quinn almost
Jake-
definitely going to be here.
JK bringing his Reading perspective. But yeah, so we thought that this week would be a good week to start it because it's the FA Cup, gets everyone involved. This is the round where all the Premier League teams and the Championship teams join in.
Okay.
And we hope the Premier League teams put out a crappy side. In my case, anyway.
Oh God, who are you playing?
Chelsea.
Oh dear.
I know.
Oh.
Although in recent years we've done Chelsea, Newcastle, and Arsenal in the third round.
West Ham a couple of seasons ago.
I was a bit later on, I think that
Knocked
was.
them out.
Yeah.
Newcastle, I mean, that's just a given
Well,
because
that was
they
an
can't
Osborne
win
hat-trick in one of his
trophies.
first ever games. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him knocking Arsenal out last season.
Hmm?
It was funny.
Yeah.
Just because Wenger had totally lost the fucking plot.
Yeah.
So you've got Chelsea. Is it at Chelsea? At Forest? At the City ground?
I'd love to confirm. I'm pretty sure it's at Chelsea, but I'm not 100% sure.
So we've got the posh Peterborough Battle of the Boroughs.
He's getting the quiz in already.
Battle of the Boroughs.
I've
Nice.
got the quiz. Don't you worry, I've got a lovely quiz.
Are we going to end with the quiz?
We're going to end with the quiz.
Okay.
So you'll both need your phones, not for cheating purposes, just to write it down. I was going to get you a pad each, which I might still do because
Saving the environment though.
Go paperless in January, kids.
You'd be thinking he'd be supplying iPads for his guests, wouldn't you?
Well, Cookiecast presents. Moving into the
Cookiecast iPads.
Go interactive.
Oh my god! Yeah, you could have like a
People
a
could.
skin,
People could. Well, it's not
skin
live.
made
so
up
it
for the
doesn't-
back. Free
Yeah.
advertising on your own
For my own
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah.
I'm trying to wrangle an advertiser at the moment.
Nice.
I've been whining and dining someone, and I'm trying to just steadily.
Schmoozing, I believe.
Eventually, I'm going to start reeling that bad boy in. Might
Dangle a little worm in there.
might secure.
Oh, just
Might
let it go.
secure an advertiser.
Wow.
Nice.
It'll be very.
Oh my god! Does that mean there's going to be advertising slots within the podcast?
It'll be very, very like mutually beneficial. They'll get advertisements on that, and we'll get an advertising. There'll be no money will change hands whatsoever. But I'm in the process of trying to wrangle an advertiser.
Is it Mr. Royster?
Oh my god!
That's further down the line.
Right. Anyway, yeah. So, how are you fancying your chances?
Yeah. I mean, lower league team. Fair enough. They're doing quite well. We're not in the best of form at the minute, but
You're not going to rest some players to concentrate on the league?
well, Pulis, isn't it? So there'll be changes made to the team. I imagine Ashley Fletcher will probably play up front. Might give a run out to some of the younger kids. But yeah, I'd still fancy us to sneak on 1-0, keep it tight at the back, Pulis style, and proceed on to round 4.
Yeah.
Watch us get absolutely fucking panned. 6-0.
That'd be the dream, though, wouldn't it? If we both got through and got each other.
What, in the final?
No.
At Wembley?
Well, no, that would be the ultimate dream, but... When was the last time there was a non-Prem FA Cup
Team in
final?
all
Yeah.
together. Probably when Division
Long
1
time.
was the top division.
Alright, a non-top division FA Cup final.
Oh god,
Probably never happened.
Well, it probably has happened, but
Yeah.
Spurs were a non-league team and they won it once, didn't they? Before they were in the league.
Did they? Before they were... Oh, okay.
I'm potentially ruining this on the quiz now, isn't it? So,
I was just thinking. I know this information. Why do I know this information? Ah, shit.
so are you saying that you don't fancy your chances?
I think it completely depends on who
The side that
shows
they
up for
put out,
Chelsea.
yeah.
They've got something to play for, haven't they? So,
Yeah. Well, the weekend starts tomorrow with the first tie of the round. Tranmere versus Tottenham, probably on TV, I'm assuming.
did I see it right that there's a load of like early kickoffs tomorrow?
They even Saturday.
No, tomorrow.
As in Friday.
Yeah.
Well, there's only one game.
Isn't it? All right. Maybe I looked at it wrong. Yeah. All right.
So there's one game on Friday, then there's a whole raft of games on Saturday.
Yeah.
I can't count that fast.
Obviously,
There's
there's
a load of early kickoffs
I'm
on
keeping an eye on
Saturday.
Man United Reading one for obvious reasons.
Ooh. Sorry, James.
Not that he'll care.
Yeah, it was like, oh, they played today, did they?
Yeah.
Load of 3 o'clocks again, and then there's 5 games at 5:30. Then we move to Sunday, and again there are.
Loads.
I thought Saturday was your football day.
It was, but TV's just ruined that, hasn't it?
There's football on basically every day.
Every day of the week, pretty.
Did you not see there was actually international football on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day?
I saw this. So in the Sky Sports Scores app that I use,
They were generally, let's say, countries that don't celebrate Christmas. I don't know if that's okay.
Ooh, James Panas getting his
Is that okay?
non-PC shot in early. Nice.
Is that okay?
I'd
No.
say that's probably not okay. Oopsie daisy. So, fine, and then we close.
okay.
So obviously, we'll go through the big hitters, shall we say, of each particular day. So yeah, you got Man United versus Reading.
Do you know? I don't know whether
Chelsea Forest.
whether they'd just be better off just binning off the FA Cup.
It's got to a stage where no one loves it as much as they used to. I mean, sometimes you get the sort of the romance of it when Lincoln got to the quarters a couple of seasons ago when they were a non-league team.
It was against Arsenal.
That was against Arsenal. Arsenal had the easiest run of any team in that season because they had Sutton United.
That's it. Yeah.
And then played Lincoln.
It could have been because
it could have been an all non-league quarter final, as it would have been. So, yeah, game like best of the 3 o'clock games is definitely Chelsea Forest. You could argue Everton Lincoln has a little bit of something about if Lincoln can. Lincoln are playing well at the top of the league, I think. Borough Peterborough's at 3. Then you got Blackpool Arsenal, could be an upset there potentially.
There's only 3 o'clock games on the telly.
I wouldn't have thought so because it's a Saturday.
Yeah, but it is FA Cup though,
I know, but you're not allowed to show games at 3 o'clock on a Saturday because there was I don't know how many scenes ago it was, but it was.
No one showed up.
No, it was Madrid versus Barca. It was El Clasico.
Yeah.
And it started at 4:45. And because of the rules saying that you're not allowed to show football on TV between the hours of 3 and 5 on a Saturday, they had to do the first 15 minutes with like text commentary, and then at 5:01 the game started.
So
as
even
the coverage of the game started. So in the UK,
why are we not allowed to show football?
It's
licensing laws, broadcasting laws.
It started off to keep people going to games.
The idea was that if the game was available at 3 to watch on the TV, no one would go to the ground. I mean, it seems a bit ridiculous now. I mean, give it 10 years, it probably won't be a thing anymore, and just everything will be on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you can stream the games anyway, because everywhere other than the UK,
definitely legal.
They always show games at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So if you go to Spain, they've always got a game on at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
If you go to America, they've always got them on, and it's even better in America because it's like right in the morning. It's brilliant. Textbook. Wake up, football. Oh.
It's gone all the way across the world to watch football.
Yeah, basically.
Would not
I mean,
surprise me.
Newcastle play Blackburn at 5:30 on Saturday, so it'll be nice to see them go out nice and early doors as always.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Game of the day on Sunday. QPR Leeds. I mean, everyone's praying for a QPR.
I mean, presumably it's going to be the early and late games in it, so they've.
Man City playing Rotherham. Newport Leicester's on BBC because I heard Gary Lineker talk about that on his podcast. That's a very good listen, by the way.
BBC?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was an exclusive BT thing for FA Cup.
No, that's Champions League's exclusive to BT. And then we close out the round on the 7th of this Monday, 7th of January. Wolves versus Liverpool.
That's a big one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
4 days of football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday.
Wait for it. Tuesday, is that League Cup semi-final?
League Cup semi-final.
Yeah.
So that'll be Borough playing because they went. Oh no, sorry, they got knocked out by Burton fucking Albion in the last round. So that was nice.
Who'd lose to Burton in the League Cup?
Oh yeah. So in the previous round, who got beat by Burton Albion, James?
Might be Forest.
I see.
So we nearly had a Tuesday night trip to the River Dance, didn't we?
Seriously, we'd have been river dancing all the way to the river dance. Bloody hell.
I'd pay to see that person.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
But yeah, sadly, wasn't to be. Burton Albion and their tricky boys getting past the tricky trees.
This is part of the reason why it was so hard to decide when to start this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything ground to a halt towards the back end of the year anyway, and then it was like, start the new year, or start this one, or start that one, whatever. But that sparked the conversation that I remember back when there was a football season.
Yeah.
That's gone well out the window, and now it's like
it hasn't really.
It's this cup and that league and that championship and this, that, and the other, and it's just
the season
football.
The season still runs from the same times. It'll still always start in August, and it'll still always finish in May.
They just find things to do in the summer now.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was just
It was
The World Cup
every alternate year, you'd have no football because the alternate year that was even would always either be a European Championships or a World Cup.
But now they're filling.
Now they've got this Nations League that they're going to have in the off seasons.
And I think there's confederations in there.
Yeah, there's
and
the
now
Confederations Cup.
African nations in the
African Nations Cup. They've moved to the. Have they moved into the summer?
Yeah,
It's all
Are you
about
sure?
the wedge.
pretty sure. Yeah,
Because I know they moved it to either even years or odd years, so it wouldn't clash with the World Cup or something.
no,
like
they've
that.
moved it out because it used to be in like January, February, didn't it? And everyone just used to disappear off.
But they still have that problem with the Asian Cup because
I didn't even know there was an Asian Cup.
Son, Heung-min Son, who plays for Spurs,
Yeah.
disappeared for like the start of the season for however many games, and then they did a thing that because South Korea won the Asian Cup.
Asian Cup?
I think is it
So like
the Asia Cup?
European Championships,
So you get all
it's the
your-
international
They're all called confederations. So you've got UEFA
Europe.
I know that.
is the European one.
I know
Corrupt.
Woohoo! Shots fired again. You've got, is it CONMEBOL, which is the
Gesundheit.
South American one, I think.
Is it?
You've got CONCACAF, which I think is African, or CAF is African. You've got the Asian.
Yeah.
I'm missing one.
Well, presumably
Possibly
there's
two.
there'll be like a North American one.
CONMEBOL, is that one? I don't
North
know.
American and Mexico, and then I think Australia play basically
They've
the
got-
Asian one, or they just
Australia,
go off and play in the
Australia moved to the Asia one because they were sick of having to play a playoff to get into the World Cup, and they thought, well, we're better than half the teams in Asia. Can we join that one and just qualify every time for the World Cup? And they were like,
Yeah.
yeah, go on then.
So they don't like each area gets a
Seriously,
certain number of berths
this-
into the championship, whereas Australia or Australasia is deemed to be not strong enough, so they go through loads of qualifying, and the top team gets to play against. Is it like the runner-up or the third
It was
team in
normally
Asia?
no. It was always it used to change, but normally it would be the team that finished fifth in the South American qualifying. So
But
they'd
they
always
were
get-
playing against Asia for a bit, though, weren't they?
So it always used
Yeah.
to change as well because I think the
Yeah.
New Zealand played like a playoff against Jordan or something like that for the World Cup last time out or something like that. But it was quite funny because a couple of seasons ago, I think it was Tahiti won the Oceania Championships. So then they got put forward for the Confederations Cup and got fucking spanked. They got beat 10-0 by Spain in one of the games. And it was like, well, this is a competitive fixture that could actually finish in double digits. This is amazing. Kind of got another bit of a tangent there, haven't we?
I honestly don't get it.
Football.
Yeah.
The world's game. Everyone always goes on about how the Super Bowl is like the most watched sporting event on TV. It's definitely not. It'll always be the World Cup final.
Is it like in baseball though? Like when the NFL teams win the Super Bowl, are they classed as world champions?
Show him the rings. Show him the rings.
But what I'm saying is, though,
chair.
do they badge it as world champions?
Yes,
John
yes,
Rose.
they do.
I'll show you the ring later. Go.
So they normally get a ring made when they win the Super Bowl, and it says World Champs on it normally. But you always make that joke.
There might be like a
the
sneaky
World
NFL
Series.
team.
America
Yeah.
won that one
America
again.
won that one again, didn't they?
There might be like a sneaky NFL team, like in I don't know, Samoa.
Give it 2 years, there'll be
That's
a
not
fully
really
fledged NFL team in London.
Yeah.
The Jags.
Yeah, the London Jaguars. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't know where we were at there because we went on a bit off on a bit.
So
of a tangent.
basically,
It was
there's no break in football. Is
it's,
what?
it's getting that way. Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, everything in this world now is money driven, and
Yeah.
that is all money driven. When you're paying players in the hundreds of millions to kick a ball for 90 minutes, it's just we need more so that we can make more, so that we can pay more, so that we can make more.
This is where you've got the rise of like the pre-season tours now, isn't it?
Well, I was going to say
No one wants those.
that's where it's got to next. Like, pre-seasons are now, off seasons are now shorter because you finish. Was it like I don't know if it was last season or the season before last, but the season finished on the Sunday, And I think it was something ridiculous, like on the Thursday, Spurs had gone to Washington DC to play a friendly or something. I was like, what the fuck?
Because they're making an incredible amount of money for doing it, though, aren't they?
But it's ridiculous. But they're talking about taking. Like there was always the talk of the 39th game in the Premier League, wasn't there? So that was Scudamore's big idea, that every team was going to play one extra game, and it was going to be abroad. So it was going to be Man United versus Man City in
Madrid,
New York City. Or it was going to be Arsenal versus Spurs, and it was going to be in Los Angeles or something like that. And they were going to take them and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, it's a really good idea. Who's going to want to see Burnley versus Hull in Mumbai? It's like, you can only go so far. No offence, Burnley and Hull fans. Well, apart from you,
the only way you could do it is if you really wanted to push it, is like the top 8 teams went and played like playoffs in another country.
That's where so football is the only sport that I can think of that doesn't have
a playoff, like
that
a
sort
cup
of
system at the end of the season.
So Rugby League has it, Rugby Union has it, the NFL has it, American football has it, as in the MLS, they have it that way. So you have eight teams, 6 teams, 4 teams, whatever, have like finishing the top 4, whatever, and then they have the playoffs to see who is the ultimate champion of the league. But the Premier League doesn't have that. It's just done over 38 games. I mean, even the Championship, I know they have the playoffs, but it's not the same.
It kind of wouldn't have the same. The playoff works because it's in lower divisions.
Yeah.
You've still got all those other cup competitions.
There's an ultimate goal at the end of the
season.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it not too much? I mean,
You can argue that.
I other than the fact that I don't really know all that much about football, that's why I'm on a football podcast. Other than that, I'm like, I cannot follow what's going on. Like,
there's a lot. There's a lot. I mean, I had this conversation with my dad. Like, he'll watch 5 games over 4 days or something, and then be like, "Football down now. I'm not going to watch any games for 2 weeks."
It can get that way. I mean, there's been times where in the past I've been sat watching a game on TV, just thinking, What the hell am I doing? Like, why am I even watching? I have no affinity to either of the 2 teams playing. I don't need to be watching this. I could be, spending time with my mates. I could be, out in the garden getting sunshine.
But I remember when, 30 years ago when I was a football fan, I remember, waiting for the season to start, and it was going to be, there was going to be games.
It's because
is that because you're older though? When you're younger,
that is
time takes longer to elapse, doesn't it?
There is part of that, but as well, it's more readily accessible nowadays. Like there is more on TV. You can stream pretty much any game you want. Give it 10 years, you won't even need subscriptions to most things. You'll just be able to stream it live on the internet, and they won't be able to stop. I know they're always shutting down streaming sites and stuff like that, but they'll be popping up that fast. They won't be able to close them fast enough. So, but I know I get what you mean, and you are right. It's almost too readily available now, but that's just the way it's going, and it won't change. But some things for the better, making it more accessible for
the age-old saying of always leave them wanting more. Always leave the crowd wanting more. There's going to if it reaches that point, like you're saying, where each year there's going to be a big tournament, and there's going to be, the World Cup will become that little bit less because it's like, well, European, it brings everything down a little bit if it's just always there. Like you're saying, you've watched that many games that you get to the point where like, I probably don't need to watch this.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, obviously, you're both big football supporters, so I can't imagine there's a point where you are saying, it's too much football for me.
I don't know. The season that Borough got relegated, Hartlepool got relegated, and York got relegated. I was kind of like, fucking hell.
We got a third team now, have we?
No, it wasn't. Teams. It was more the fact that I live in York, so we're just like, oh, for fuck's sake, this season. That was basically the worst season ever, because anyone that was connected, somewhat connected to me. So obviously there was the Borough and the Pools thing, was obviously the teams that I watched, but the fact that York got relegated at the same time was just annoying. Mainly because Pools got relegated to the conference and York got relegated to the Conference North, so it took a game away from me. Because at least the sort of the cushion of the cushion of the blow of Pools get relegated was, at least we get to go to York next season.
More cushion for the push. What?
Well,
Yeah, that
but then the useless bastards got relegated themselves. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, going forward, will you do like these are the games, like we do for like picking the teams and stuff? Who you think's going to win? What scores? That sort of stuff.
Yeah, and we'll sort of not round up, but we'll review the previous game and stuff like that. I mean, we could have done that tonight.
It's just there's a lot of games to go.
We could have reviewed the previous Borough and Forest games, but
I'm happy to review the
previous.
previous.
I was going to say that would be quite nice actually because it was against Leeds.
Yeah.
Jack Colback, the goal machine, the Ginger Ninja.
They'll be so disappointed with the goals they gave away. Did you watch it?
I saw bits of it. We were watching Soccer Saturday. It's not Soccer Saturday. Soccer Special.
Well, I was watching it on my phone actually, because that was the main event game.
Yeah.
But then there was the Red Button games.
Yeah.
And I was with my brother-in-law, who's a massive Norwich fan, and because you can only get the main event one on the app. I was like, go on then, put that on the TV. But have you ever watched the Red Button ones? They're awful. No replays, rubbish commentary.
It's a one camera setup, so it just basically pans in and then zooms back out again and sort of follows.
There's a lot of zooming into crowds.
One guy just doing the commentary. It's a goal, and it's been scored by Middlesbrough. It's almost like it's on that sort of the episode of The Simpsons where it goes, for the Super Bowl this season, I fancy the Atlanta Falcons. It's almost like it's been done like as a stock commentary thing.
Like
it's just
a database of words.
The goal has been scored by Middlesbrough and against Northampton Town.
We were watching the Norwich game and it's like whoever had scored for Brentford, they were like, it's so and so again, and my brother was like, he didn't even score. But then there's no replays to settle the matter or anything.
That was nice. I remember earlier in the season, it was a midweek round and Preston versus Borough was on the TV, but we were here recording a podcast for the NFL, one. So by the time I was on my way home, it was it was about 20 minutes into the first half. So I listened to it on the radio, got home, and just watched it on my phone. And I was in the process of eating my tea at the same point. So I was getting stuff sorted out, and then just heard, so I basically rushed back and was like, nope, missed that. Not going to see a replay of that fucking goal, then.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not. I mean,
but that's going back to your point of oversaturation.
Yeah.
That's a new thing for this season. All the midweek games in the Championship are available on the Red Button.
The Red Button is a Sky thing.
Yeah, so they'll pick.
I'm so overqualified to do that.
They'll pick a game to broadcast, and that'll get the full treatment with the 5 cameras, replays, commentary team, etc., etc. But then they'll send cameras to each of the other games because they always show highlights anyway. Yeah. But you just basically pick up their feed of the recording of the game, so you can watch the full game. So it is good, especially for if
it's your team on and you can. You can ignore the commentary because you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you'll probably just mute it anyway because you should be like, shithouse has just passed it to other shithouse and he's shithousing down the right hand side.
Obviously, when you go to a live game, you don't get replays unless you've got a screen in the top.
It's weird because.
But then watching it on TV and not getting the replays,
it's weird. So it's I have this principle whenever I go to watch the wrestling. So obviously, you watch the wrestling on TV and you're used to listening to the commentary. So when you go and you don't get the commentary live, it's like, this is weird. But if you think about it, it's exactly the same for any live sport.
Yeah.
Because when do you ever watch something on TV where you don't have some form of commentary on it?
Yeah. So
I got one for you, because they do that at snooker now, don't they?
Yeah.
You get a little headset to put in, so you can listen to the snooker guy whispering his commentary.
So you've seen that. They do it at I think they do it at the tennis as well. You can get a little earpiece to put on. The best one's at the cricket. When they sort of pan into the crowd, because normally it's a case of.
You don't just put Test Match Special on or something?
You can get Test Match Special, but you can also get the Sky Sports one. And it's quite funny when it sort of pans into the crowd and they can see, so that the commentators can see obviously on their screen what the public can see. Yeah. And if it pans someone in the ground where they've got an earpiece on, it's normally a case of, all right, mate. So everyone obviously in the ground starts looking around to see if they're on the camera. It's a case of enjoying that pint, and then normal someone just go. It's like, what's in the picnic hamper? I just got a couple of sandwiches, a few crab sticks and stuff like that.
See, what I imagined the cricket one would be.
Here we go.
That's why, to entertain everyone, they're just talking to the crowd through the game.
You are so wrong. Cricket's good. Cricket is entertaining.
You'll be doing a
Cookiecast.
You'll be doing a cricket cast soon enough.
Cookiecast.
So
Place for Tom.
I offered Thomas Quinn his very own podcast.
Cricket or golf cast?
Cricket or golf.
He doesn't think. I get the impression he doesn't think he's entertaining, but he is incredibly entertaining.
Don't even get me started, because
This is always the way, though.
Tom
The most entertaining people
is always, I don't have anything interesting to say. It's like,
even when he's saying utter nonsense,
the most entertaining
people.
though. The most entertaining people are the people who don't think they've got a lot to say, because they always come up with absolute gems.
Yeah.
so at one part I tried to convince Tom that we should do like a general, like, talking about the gym and stuff, because my point was, on a morning I'll go like, oh, Tom went to the gym last night. 25 minutes later I'll be like, right, I'm off to get a drink.
Yeah.
That's 25 minutes of talking about nonsense in the gym.
Yeah.
I went to the gym last night.
True story, bro.
I did this. I did, some of this or a bit of that or whatever. For 25 minutes.
Yeah.
You double that up, you've got a podcast.
Well, the first podcast I ever listened to was you and Tom just talking about Tom. And it went into gym stuff. I'm assuming Paul's got some scores.
Me and Paul sat down, the first ever on camera, the first ever one that went to YouTube as a video. Me and Paul sat down to talk about. We were going to talk about the wrestling.
Well, I think we were going to talk about wrestling, but you'd got a load of subjects written out, and then it was a case of because it was one of the days in the last 5 years that I've ever actually been to the gym.
And I think I'd come from the gym. Surprise, surprise. So I was like, oh, let me just say this about the gym. 45 minutes later, we were like, anyway, we've got to go.
Yeah, because we were going to the quiz, weren't we? That's something we need to start.
Yeah.
Quiz.
Week today, by the way.
Yeah, it'll be the football quiz. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. We can't do this next week. unless we do it on
the football quiz.
Unless we do it on a different day, or record early, and then go to the quiz. Yeah, because we'll be at the football quiz that we missed last month because we were podcast partying.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if that's the action for me sat in the kitchen just looking at food, alright, yeah.
Yeah. Sounds right.
Yeah. Anyway, who's the goal? Come on.
So there's been a goal at the empty had, as some people like to call it.
Oh, please tell me it's Liverpool. I didn't see it.
Do you want to guess?
What, on a scorer?
Scorer?
Well, can I just go obvious?
Go on.
Salah.
Is it Mohamed Salah?
Do you want to have a guess?
Can you name any current Liverpool or Man City player?
No.
I didn't think you would.
Shortest version is no.
The goal has been scored by a man wearing...
Oh, what's the number?
Blue.
Liverpool don't have a blue kit.
They do not.
So Man City have scored.
Man City have scored. Which means it's got to be...
I'm going to go Jesus. No.
Jesus.
Sergio Aguero!
Oh, is it?
Okay. 1-0, half time. Sergio Aguero extends his record of scoring in all of his home Premier League appearances against Liverpool to 7 games, 1 goal in each. Only Andy Cole 11 and Thierry Henry 8 have now scored more Premier League goals against Liverpool. And there he is with his stupid blonde hair.
Well, when he first started on it, what even was it? Was like silver.
God.
Yeah.
So there we go. Do we think that's that's a decent introduction? And then obviously next week we'll have more of a format.
Yeah. So your format, like I was saying,
I say next week. We might not do one. We might not do it weekly.
No, your format will build on the fact that the NFL podcast has arguably the best format because it's quite structured and it has we start in a certain place, we end in a certain place, we do, and like things change. Which Super Bowl ring are we wearing this week? That sort of shit.
Fucking nonsense.
But
we're buying up Super Bowl rings like they're going out of fashion.
It didn't start like that. It
started
by us
grew
talking,
yeah.
And then it naturally formed because there were things that we wanted to talk about. Oh, who's playing this week? Who do you think's going to win?
Yeah.
So that can
That'll be better in
translate.
future ones, as I say, when we just get back to just
Yeah.
the championship. It's
Obviously,
just a bit of an awkward
we'll
weekend.
have like bigger weeks when it's Borough versus Forest, which is. Oh, we worked out towards the end of the season, didn't we? It's like third to last game of the season.
Yeah, and I've got Bramall Lane, I think, fourth to last game of the season.
Yeah,
as well.
so we've got April's going to be a busy month.
Assuming we're both up there. If we're out of contention.
Well, we're still going to go, aren't we? So.
Yeah.
So,
Not been to the city
what
of
I hear you say
It's quiz time.
is it's quiz time.
Yeah.
So, there are some
So,
options.
I need a phone for this.
So basically, so that we can go digital and save the planet and all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Just go into the notes function on your phone or go into a text message or whatever to write your answers.
I've just opened my notes and it just says Gull Groper.
Gull Groper.
So the word of the podcast from last week.
Question 1
Yeah.
is there
Oh,
are
hang on,
25.
I'm still going into notes.
Question 1 is there are 25 questions in this quiz. Do you want them all?
Yeah.
Might be. Ooh, hello.
You can edit
I was going to say it might be a bit
A
long.
lot of them
Depending on the speed.
are multiple choice.
Depending on the
Easy.
speed, it's
Yeah.
fine.
But between the pair of you, I imagine I don't need to repeat many.
The question is, with the multiple choice ones, this is a stupid thing to ask, but do you want us to write the answer or the letter that corresponds to the option?
I'm telling a lie, they're all multiple choice.
Are
Right,
we doing
okay.
like a reveal of the letter after each question? Are we literally... Is this
Well,
going to be like
what I've got
an
as an
exam,
answer,
as it were?
Well, I was going to say what
Is a
we could do.
letter.
What we could do.
Yeah.
So if we put our answers down as the
do whatever
letter,
you want.
Yeah, all right.
But the letter for speed and stuff.
we'll go letter because then at least it'll
I'd like
be
to.
easy
I'd
for
like
us
to
decipher.
thank. Because I didn't do this. So it also I am
Stats
not responsible for
If any of them are wrong.
when you say that answer's wrong.
Nice.
Because my point is these are just stuff. It's pulled from the internet.
It'll be fine though because if
Bye.
we both agree on it,
Then
it doesn't really
neither
matter.
of you get a point.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks to the stats mistress from the NFL podcast, Leanne Davies, pulling this together at short notice.
she's a good egg. She's a
25
bloody good egg.
25 questions, all multiple choice. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Almost certainly ready.
And we understand.
I don't know
the
if you want
rules.
to turn yours away from me.
We're all understanding the rules. So just write the letter,
Right, okay.
number 1 and a letter. I'll read the question.
Okay.
If any of them are wrong, it's not my
Oh,
problem.
do I have to write the number as well then?
Question
One.
number 1.
Well, then.
How many clubs competed in the Premier League's first season in 1992 to 93? A. 18, B. 20, C. 22, D. 24.
Next question.
Question number 2. On the first day of that inaugural season, there were 13 foreign players, not from the British Isles,
Slow.
in action for 11 different clubs. Which 2 clubs
This is coming.
fielded 2 each?
Ooh!
A. Leeds and Liverpool. B. Arsenal and Manchester United. C. Manchester City and QPR. D. Ipswich Town and Sheffield Wednesday. You have to let me know if you want me to repeat anything, otherwise I'll just move on.
That one's the. I hope they don't get harder than that because that one's tough.
Oh, by the way, the search criteria for this was super hard football quiz. Because you guys know your football shit.
Rain then.
Tree. Who has played in a Merseyside derby, a North London derby, a Manchester derby, a Tyne and Wear derby, and a West London derby in the Premier League?
Right, give us those again.
They're all derbies. Merseyside, North London, Manchester, Tyne and Wear, West London in the Premier League.
I thought this was going to be who scored in the Glasgow, Manchester.
That's always
and
good.
A.
Yeah,
Chelsea.
we had that one the other day. Sorry, go on.
Michael Owen. B. Emmanuel
Adebayo.
Adebayo. C. Nicholas
Anelka.
Yeah. And D. Lewis Shah.
Louis Saha.
There we go. Do you need them again?
Say the. Can you just say the which derbies that include?
Merseyside, North London, Manchester, Tyne and Wear, West London in the Premier League. Do you want the
Yeah,
names
I've got
again?
Have you?
Yeah.
Give me the names again.
And I'm very confident about that one.
Michael Owen, Emmanuel Adebayo, Nicholas Anelka, Louis
Saha.
Jesus.
Well, I think it can only possibly be one.
It can only possibly be one.
You are familiar with how questions and answers work.
What I'm saying
you
is,
are aware of the
3 is
principle known as
well, the only thing is I'm going to say now, 3 seem obviously wrong to me.
Well,
but then if I'm wrong, I know, right? Oh God.
Question number 4.
This is nerve-wracking.
Which club has scored the most goals from headers
oh, for fuck's sake!
in the Premier League?
Jesus Christ!
A. Arsenal. B. Stoke City. C. Chelsea. D. Everton.
Oh God, I've got it on notes.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Question number 5. Peter Reid did for Manchester City. Trevor Francis did it for Sheffield Wednesday. Gordon Strachan did it for Coventry City. And the fucking bed. I don't even know how to say that name. Gianluca
Vialli for Chelsea.
Rudd
Hull for Chelsea.
And Glenn Hoddle did it for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Who did it for Manchester United?
Oh!
A. Roy Keane. B.
Got it.
Ryan Giggs. C. Alex Ferguson. D. Brian Robson.
Wouldn't it be amazing if it was Ferguson?
Well,
so you do
technically,
these fucking.
can I add another name to that list now, can you?
No,
Number 6.
It's not play and manage. It's play and manage, isn't it?
Shh. Number 6.
Okay.
Nicholas
Anelka
is one of 2 players to have represented Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal in the Premier League. Who is the other? I can't name any of them.
So what was it? Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal.
Yeah. A. Kolo
Touré.
Yeah.
B. William
Gallas.
C. Yoshi. Ben.
Yossi Benayoun.
D. Jermaine Pennant. There we go. There's a good name. Jermaine.
What was the 3 teams?
Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal in the Premier League.
I don't know that one.
I think I do.
So can I have the names again? Sorry, Andy. I know this is like your worst
Nicholas
Anelka
is one of 2 players who have represented Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal in the Premier League. Who is the other?
Touré. Kolo Touré. Was the first one. William Gallas. Yossi Benayoun or Jermaine Pennant.
That's a tough one.
I've got it.
Number 7.
We'll guess.
Who does Anelka have in common? No, sorry, no. What does Anelka have in common with Andrei Kanchelskis?
Kiss.
A. They are the only former Premier League players to have managed clubs in India. B. They shared the Golden Boot in 2007 to 2008. C. They are the only Premier League players to have won the Player of the Tournament at a European Championship. D. They have both scored in the Manchester Derby and Liverpool Derby in the same calendar year.
Right.
Okay.
Hang on. Yeah. I'm alright with that.
Number 8. Who has scored the most Premier League goals for one club? A. Wayne Rooney at Manchester United. B. Alan Shearer at Newcastle United. C. Thierry Henry at Arsenal. D. Frank Lampard at Chelsea.
That is a fucking tough one.
No, I think that's easy.
It is easy.
I mean, I've got my answer.
It is easy. Even I'd have got it. Number 9. The lowest attendance for any Premier League match was recorded on the 26th of January 1993 when just 3,039 fans attended a match in which stadium?
Yeah, I got this one.
Oh, I don't know the name of the stadium.
Selhurst Park. B. Boundary Park. C. Ellen Road.
Bell-End Road.
Loftus Road.
Bell-End Road.
Oh shit, it's none of the ones I was expecting. I'm waiting for Swindon Town's stadium there. Give me the options again. Sorry, Andy.
Selhurst Park, Boundary Park, Bell End Road,
Yay!
Loftus Road.
Whee.
I think I'm getting crushed here, Paul.
Number 10.
Crushed.
Which team have managed to finish third in the league despite having a negative goal difference? -4.
Fucking hell. Oh my god.
Could be my boys here.
Aston
It could
Villa.
be.
B. Norwich City. C. Blackburn Rovers. D. Arsenal.
Okay.
Pretty confident.
Number 11. Which team has conceded the most goals in the Premier League? 1,231 goals in 25 seasons. Is it A. Aston Villa, B. Newcastle United, C. Tottenham Hotspur, D. Liverpool?
Okay.
Number 12. What links Mark Robbins in 1994 to 95, Steve Cabba in 2006 to 2007, David Nugent in 2009 to 2010, and George Boyd in 2014 to 2015. The options are A. They captained clubs on their debut. B. They played for 2 relegated clubs in the same season. C. They were the top scorer at their clubs with just 5 goals all season. Or D. They were appointed player managers.
That's another
There's some
tough one.
guesswork
I'm
there.
going to say, there are some stinkers in this.
Question 13.
You're not going to have to top this next time, you know.
Who has scored the most penalties? 56. And missed the most penalties? 11.
Oh my god.
A. Matt Letizier.
Tizier.
Letizier.
This is the most entertaining bit of this podcast.
Me trying to pronounce the
Yes.
name. Yeah. B. Frank Lampard.
Oh, you got that one spot on.
C. Alan Shearer. D. Steven Gerrard.
Ooh.
I'm locked in.
Question
I don't like
14.
it, but I'll have to go along with it.
Which team won just one game in a Premier League season?
Yeah, I know this one.
A. QPR in 2002 to 2003. B. Sunderland in 2005-2006. C. Derby County 2007 to 2008. Or D. Aston Villa in 2015 to 2016.
So that first option,
Mhm.
what was it, QPR 2002 to 2003? Pretty sure they were in League One that season.
That might not be them then.
That's ridiculous.
Question 15. Only one manager has led 6 different Premier League clubs.
Oh, fucking hell.
Who? Question option A.
Oh, I was going to go through it
Yeah,
without
I
an
was trying
option
to,
there.
right, just hang fire on the options because I want to try and work out in my head.
I think I know this one straight
I've
off
got
the
an
bat.
idea.
Yeah. Go on then.
Yeah, give us the options.
Sam Allardyce.
Allardyce.
Yeah.
B. Alan Pardew.
Yeah.
C. Mark Hughes. D. Harry Redknapp.
Oh, fuck.
Do you know what?
They've all had a fucking...
Do you know what?
go.
I've changed my mind.
They've
One
all
of
had a
them.
go.
I was convinced it was one of those,
Yeah.
but I've changed my mind now.
What, you think it wasn't one of them? Because I'm pretty sure it
No, what I mean is, I thought I was waiting for you to read one of the names out. I was like, yeah, it's him. And then when you've read the other names out, I'm like, no, actually,
No,
it's him.
actually it's that one.
Yeah.
Question 16. Strap yourself in, kids. What are
Hang on, give us the order because I can't remember what letter the one I want to pick was.
Sam Allardyce?
Yep, Allardyce.
Alan Pardew, Mark Hughes,
Pardew.
Harry Redknapp.
Yeah.
16.
Pardew.
King of the Jungle.
Right. If you think
Jungle is massive.
all those pronunciations of names were bad,
I was
strap
going
in.
to say,
What are-
we just like the highest scoring foreign player or something.
Bobby Zamora.
Yeah.
Right. You ready? And Obafemi
Martins.
Martins.
The
Yeah.
only players to have done in the Premier League.
Oh my god.
A. Score a brace and been sent off in the same game. B. Suffered relegation at 3 different clubs. C. scored penalties with both feet.
That's bizarre.
D, scored a hat-trick and own goal in the same game.
Give us again.
You know the names, I presume.
Yeah, just the options.
Scored a brace and been sent off in the same game. Suffered relegation at 3 different clubs. Scored penalties with both feet. Scored a hat-trick and own goal in the same game.
I'll be mortified if it's the relegation one, because I can't see as Martins has been relegated 3 times.
Well, who has he played for? Newcastle, Birmingham.
Oh, do you know, I thought Portsmouth, but maybe I'm just thinking the blue.
I can only think of those 2 off the top of my head. Right.
Zamora's probably been relegated like 10 million times.
Spurs, West Ham.
Was it Brighton? But that wouldn't have been Prem, though, would it? He was at Brighton, but...
No, maybe in the Premier League. Fulham.
Question 17. Whose managerial career lasted 13 games and produced no wins? A. Alan Shearer. B. Tony Adams. C. Terry Connor. D. Bob Bradley.
I don't know who C and D
Brad
are.
Babley.
Now those are names I can get behind. All 4 of them. They can stay. Question 18. What did Duncan Ferguson do for Everton against Bolton in 1997 that Solomon Rondon did for West Brom against Swansea in 2016? A. Received a second yellow card for taking a shirt off. B. Hit the woodwork 10 times in one match.
That's ridiculous.
C. Scored a hat-trick of headers. D. Went into nets, saved a penalty, and kept a clean sheet.
No, that's too Royal Rovers, is that one?
Yeah.
Give us the option. Just give us the first 2 options. Again.
Received a second yellow card for taking a shirt off.
Yeah.
Hit the woodwork 10 times in one match. Scored a hat-trick of headers. Went into nets, saved a penalty, and kept a clean sheet.
Right. I mean,
Question number 19.
I was waiting for one of the options. GBH.
Well, I thought it was like scored a goal that relegated the other team.
Ah.
But obviously not.
Matthew Briggs remains the youngest player to have appeared in the Premier League.
Yeah, probably missed that one then.
For which club did he make his debut in 2007 as a 16-year-old?
I know this one. I think I know.
A. Fulham. B. Everton. C. Charlton Athletic. D. Manchester City.
Yeah, pretty confident on that.
Right. Oh, yeah. Maybe.
Question 20. Managers from 5 different countries have won the Premier League.
Ooh.
Scotland, Portugal, Italy, France, and A. Wales. B. Spain. C. Germany. D. Chile.
Right.
How old is this quiz?
Yeah. Because 2 of those are right.
Like I say, can't be held responsible.
Put both letters down.
Say the things again.
Wales, Spain, Germany, Chile.
It's 2. I'm going to put the 2 letters that are right down. So
put
that
both down
we
and
can
then you can be
discuss
right, aren't
what the thing is.
Right.
If that makes sense.
21.
Well, unless,
hang on, no, just give me a
unless
sec.
I've got something wrong,
Yeah.
which I don't think I have. Or maybe I have.
I think we can go out there and say that Spain is definitely one of the 2.
Yes.
I'm just trying to think of the other one.
Well, I've got an answer as to what I think it is in my head.
I don't know what nationality it is, but maybe it's that one.
Whoever it is you're thinking about, you're more than likely correct.
So I think
Right.
I've got the letters I need then.
Come on, Andrew, hit us.
Yeah.
Not like that.
Question 21. No Englishman has won the Premier League as a manager. How many Italians have done it? A. 2. B. 3. C. 4. D. 5. No Englishman has ever won the league as a manager. How many Italians have done it? 2, 3, 4 or 5?
Right. So I know the number. I just need to know which letter.
There's a slight change here, and it relates to the last question. The slight change is there's more options.
Okay.
Question 22. However,
Well, I'll just go back to the. Did you not need the 21 options again?
Yeah, 21 options.
oh sorry,
Just the numbers.
2, 3, 4, or 5.
In that order.
Yeah.
So
A, B, C, D. So 22 relates to the last one and has more options.
Okay.
However, only one Italian international has won the league as a player. Which club was he playing for?
Fuck's sake!
A.
Yeah. Oh, this is sneaky. This is very sneaky.
Leicester City. B. Arsenal. C. Blackburn Rovers. D. Manchester City. E. Chelsea. F. Manchester United. Only one player has done it. Which club did he play for?
Knew that one without the options.
Leicester City, Arsenal, Blackburn Rovers, Manchester City, Chelsea, or Manchester
I've got an
United.
answer, but I'm not happy with it.
I'm very happy with mine.
23, sorry. Peter Schmeichel became the first goalkeeper to score a goal in the league in 2001. Which club was he playing for at the time? A. Manchester United. B. Aston Villa. C. Manchester City. D. Leicester City.
Sneaky.
Something you will be pleased to hear is that some of the answers have got little stats with them.
Ooh!
Rager. 24.
Rager!
Who was the first manager to field a team without a British player in a Premier League match
For
on
Arsenal.
Boxing Day in 1999?
We know this one. We do.
Yeah, I think.
Gianluca
Gianluca Vialli.
at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Gerard Houllier
Houllier
at Liverpool. Alex Ferguson at Manchester United. Arsene Wenger at Arsenal.
Okay. And lastly,
And the final question, your 25th and final question is... Who is the only player to have scored goals for 7 clubs in the Premier League? A.
Please tell me Steve Claridge is coming up now.
Teddy Sheringham. B. Nick Barmby. C. Craig Bellamy. D. Darren Brent.
Darren Brent, David Brent's
David
brother.
Brent, brother.
Right.
I think I'm only happy that it's not Barmby at this point.
I have got an answer. I have saved it in. I really need to go for a piss. Oh no.
You could have just left your phone if you were a bit concerned with it you were cheating.
Oh no.
Steady. Stay on target. Do you need... You don't
Give me-
need... I presume you don't need anything.
I don't need any repeat.
Give me the numbers
Do
for
you?
that one. Yeah, give me the numbers for that one.
The numbers...
I've just forgot the order in which you gave me the answers for
Right.
number 25.
Number 25. Who is the only player
Yeah.
to have scored goals for 7 clubs in the Premier League?
Yeah.
A. Teddy Sheringham.
Mhm.
B. Nick Barmby.
Mhm.
C. Craig Bellamy.
Mhm.
And D. Darren Bent. That's an unfortunate name, isn't it? Do you need... So apparently we invited a race.
Is that audio happening?
I honestly hope that's getting picked up. I wouldn't be surprised. Do you need any repeats?
No, I'm done.
Are you sure?
I'm locked in with them all.
Do you and Paul need to swap phones, or do you trust each other?
I think it'd be funnier to swap phones. Yeah.
What? So you can go through his texts?
No. Yeah.
Paul, what's this text to your mum? What?
Yeah. No, I'm quite happy with
How confident? 80% that you're going to get right?
80%? No, I'd be happy with half.
8%.
I'd be happy with half.
Happy with half, says
Yeah.
the man.
He'll beat me. I think he was playing me there. I think
So
he was a
my-
lot more than what he's getting.
My original plan was to do it like Smith and Jones. I was going to have you face it and then just get a camera here. So it was just like your face, his face, facing off against each other. Camera there, proper like intense battling.
That last one,
Yeah.
I want to have a go at naming the clubs.
Well, luckily for you,
It's a stat.
it's one of
we'll get to
the interesting answers. So,
Incidentally, though,
are you ready?
the highlight of the podcast right now
Yeah.
is your pee in full audio because that was so loud.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, I'll be overdubbing a racehorse.
Yeah, buddy.
Are we swapping phones?
No. I'm trying to piss around with my answers because I know you. You're a devious motherfucker.
Right, anyway, they're all there.
Question number 1. How many clubs competed in the Premier League's first season in 1992-93?
C, 22.
Oh, no. I've gone D, 24.
The answer is C. There were 22 clubs for the first 3 seasons before the league downsized to the now familiar 20.
20. Oh, balls it.
On the first day of that inaugural season...
Hang on, whoa. Are we going to keep score?
I don't know. You keep score.
Well, no. You can... Oh! You should be able to tick next to it. I think.
Not thought about this.
Delete the wrong ones or delete the right ones or...
No, hang on. There is... Use your emojis.
Emoji the shit out of it. Put a smiley face or a crying...
I've managed to just put something...
Crying vomit
stop
face.
texting. Go away.
Stop
They're
texting.
right.
Hey!
How did you get in that?
Oh, hey! So, I know.
Yes!
You've done it.
I've done it!
Yes!
I've done it!
We're off now. Number 2. On the first day of that inaugural season, there were 13 foreign players not from the British Isles in action for 11 different clubs. Which 2 clubs fielded 2 each?
What were the options again?
Leeds and Liverpool,
No.
Arsenal and Manchester United,
No.
Manchester City and QPR,
No.
Ipswich Town and Sheffield Wednesday.
That's what I've
Yes!
gone for.
And you're both wrong.
Oh!
The answer is B. Arsenal and Man United.
Do you know, I didn't know
The
that.
4 players
Chelsea's
were
in Spikel.
John Jensen, Anders Limpar
Limpar, Swedish legend.
from Arsenal.
Must be
and Peter
Schmeichel and Chelsea.
Andrew
Fucking
from
bastard.
Manchester.
I've named him yet. I was going for... remember that time on Wednesday I had a lot of Americans? Like John Arks and the like.
Yeah.
So...
I was thinking there was like a guy who played for Ipswich who was like some weirdo. Thanks.
Right, hang on.
Who's
so,
played in-
hang
So
on.
I've just put a
How did
tick.
you not do a tick?
So I've just put.
You've done it without ticking it?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
Hang on. Why are you giving yourself a tick for the first one?
Because I was working out the ticks.
This fucking guy. Unfucking believable.
No, when you didn't want to swap phones, he's like, yep, definitely got that one right. I mean, I got it wrong, but...
This guy.
Right.
Question number 3. Who has played in a Merseyside derby, a North London derby, a Manchester derby, a Tyne and Wear derby, and a West London derby
I
in the
can't
Premier
remember what
League?
the options were.
Well, what did you put?
C.
Oh, James,
It's
no.
the wrong
Louis
answer.
Saha.
Is the right answer.
What was my option?
So your option came close, but he hasn't played for Newcastle or Sunderland.
Who was it? Michael Owen? No, he has played for Newcastle. Who was C then?
Anikla.
Oh, Nicholas Anelka.
I don't think I actually.
So
listened
Louis
to the
Saha
Sunderland.
played for Man United, Everton,
Fulham.
Spurs, Fulham, and whoever the other one is that I can't think of. Sunderland.
Question 4.
And Newcastle.
Yes, but he didn't play against Sunderland.
Which club has scored the most goals from headers in the Premier League?
Didn't like this one.
I think I went Chelsea.
I went D, whatever that was.
I went
both
C.
fucking
Chelsea.
wrong.
Was it?
The answer's A. Arsenal.
Oh, okay. I'm struggling with actually getting my ticks in now.
I'm sure you
So-
are. Maybe you should just put one down for everything.
Do you know what? I'll worry about when I get one right.
I'm just putting them and it's replacing the numbers, and I'm just ticking them if I get them
yeah,
right.
but mine just isn't going in now.
That's what she said.
Oh, hang on.
Question number 5.
Fuck off.
Peter Reid did it for Manchester City. Trevor Francis did it for Sheffield Wednesday. Gordon Strachan did it for Coventry City. And
Ryan Giggs.
B, Ryan Giggs. Give it
Ryan
Giggs.
Giggs. They were all
Give it
player
Giggs
managers.
until end its season.
They were all player managers.
I'm not going to keep score, Mike, because I've lost the ability to
How
click.
do you know who's won then?
Well, I think
Leeds
we knew
won.
who was going to win because.
Question number 6. Nicholas Anelka is one of the 2 players who have represented Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal in the Premier League. Who is the other?
C.
Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal. What number are we on?
C, Yossi Benayoun.
Yossi Benayoun.
What number is this?
That is number 6.
No, I put B.
Who was that?
Benayoun scored hat-tricks in the Premier League, Champions League and UEFA League, something Anelka never achieved.
Who was option B?
William Gallas.
Oh yeah, because I couldn't think of.
Never played for Liverpool.
Anelka playing for not the Liverpool or Arsenal? What was the other?
Chelsea.
Number
It's
7.
obvious now.
What does Anelka have in common with Andrei
Kanchelskis?
I put D.
I put D, but I can't remember what D was.
Both of you give yourself a point. They have both scored in Manchester Derby and Liverpool Derby the same calendar year.
Tell you what, that's my first tick.
No, it's not.
Who has scored the most?
Oh yeah.
Give it Giggsy till end of season.
Who has scored the most Premier League goals for one club?
Henri.
I put Henri
C.
as well. C.
Right, well, you're both wrong.
Really? Is it Lamps?
No.
Oh.
Shearer?
No, because he got most from Blackburn.
Fucking hell, so who was the other one then?
Wayne
Lampard?
Rooney
Oh.
has scored 183 goals for Manchester United
How many did Henri get, does it say?
and is still the most overrated football player.
Ooh.
Number 9. The lowest attendance for any Premier
Sellers
League
Park.
is the correct answer.
I went B. I think that's Boundary Park.
It was.
Wimbledon.
Which team have managed to finish third in the league despite having a negative goal difference?
C. Blackburn Rovers.
I've gone Norwich, I think.
You take that point, young man.
Norwich B.
Ooh.
Norwich B. Huddersfield were promoted with a negative goal difference in
Absolutely
2016 to
disgusting.
2017.
Absolutely disgusting.
Which team has conceded the most goals in the Premier League?
A.
A.
Villa.
You're both wrong.
Is it Newcastle?
C. Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh, really?
Everton have lost the most matches.
Yeah, I was waiting for Everton to come out and it didn't.
What links Mark Robbins in 95-95, Steve Cabot in
This was weird.
7,
This is where it
Dave
started
Nugent in
getting
9 to
weird.
10, and George Boyd in 14 to 15.
So I was waiting for something like most shots without scoring a goal. Oh, I went for B.
I've gone for... This is number 12, right? I've gone for C. I've got absolutely no idea what C was.
Paul, take that point away. They
So-
played for 2 relegated clubs in the same season. 13.
That was B then? Oh,
1,
okay.
2, 3.
Who has scored the most penalties? 56. And missed the most penalties? 11.
I went Lamps. B.
I went C, Shearer. Is it Shearer?
It is C. Shearer.
Is it?
He has also scored the most goals, 260, and the most hat-tricks, 11. Which team has won just one game in a Premier League season?
I went Sunderland.
Or James.
Oh, James.
C.
My father,
Derby.
My father would be disgusted.
Derby.
They played 38 games, lost 29, scored 20 goals, and won 11 points.
So that means they drew. So they won once and drew 8 times, I think, to get them to 11 points.
Oh, I'd got it in my head. Sunderland.
Four of those points taken off Newcastle. Fuck you, Newcastle.
I was...
Sunderland had
Sunderland
had the
13 points.
Sunderland had the record though, which was 15.
Oh, 50. I thought
And
Sunderland...
then Derby came and just went, oh my beer.
Only one manager has
Well, we're
had
on 15 there.
6 different Premier League clubs. Who?
Right.
I've gone A,
before
Big
these
Sam.
options, before these options came out, I was convinced it was Hughes, and then I changed my mind to Sam.
And you are both correct to do so.
Yeah.
Number
The only
16.
thing is, depending on how old that is, Mark Hughes could now have done 6 because he took over as Southampton manager, didn't he?
Yeah.
16. What are Bobby Zamora and
Obafemi Martins
the only players to have done it in the Premier League?
I went for A, which I think was score twice and get fucking noshed off by a bird. Or
I
something.
went for D, but I can't remember what the options were now.
It's C.
Which is?
Scored penalties with both feet. The one that you poo-pooed, you're like, oh, it's not going to be that.
Who's going to do that?
Who gives a shit? Whose managerial career lasted 13 games and produced no wins? This is 17.
I'm not happy with this
James.
one.
What were the options?
Alan Shearer,
He
Tony
won
Adams,
once against Borough.
Because I've
Terry
gone,
Connor,
I've gone
Bob
Shearer.
Bradley.
I've never even heard of those last
Shearer
two.
won a game. Terry Connor was the caretaker manager at Wolves, who I've gone for.
And you were right to do so.
Oh, Paul,
TC.
why?
Number
Bob
18.
Bradley's the guy who took over at Villa, the American guy. No, Swansea.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What did Duncan Ferguson do for Everton against Bolton in 97 that Solomon Rondon did for West Brom against Swansea in 2016?
I've gone for C, which
I
I believe
think
was
it's
the
the
hat-trick of headers.
Neither came close to Peter Crouch, who has scored a record 37 headed goals in the Premier League. You're both right!
Sweet! That was 18, wasn't it?
It was.
I can't
and
press
this
it
is
on
19.
18. Hang on.
Yeah, that's right.
Hang on. Oh, shit. I've just deleted my option for 19 by mistake.
Well,
Give me the question again.
Matthew Briggs remained the youngest player to have appeared in a Premier League.
Oh, yeah.
For which club did he make his debut in 2007 as a 16-year-old? A. Fulham, B. Everton, C. Charlton Athletic, D. Manchester City.
I'm going to go for the same again. I think I went B. Everton.
You'd be wrong because it's A, Fulham.
Is the correct answer. Number 20.
I'm going to give myself that one right, but only because I can't click on number 17. Anyway.
I'd love to be able to score my own card.
Managers from 5 different countries have won the Premier League. Scotland, Portugal, Italy, France and...
Spain.
So Spain is one,
Which
but
is
it probably,
B.
depending on how old that is, it might not have updated because it's
not
Pep.
it. It's not
Yeah.
it.
So Pep won it last year. In that case, it's B and D because it's Chile and it's Manuel Pellegrini.
Yeah, I went for C. Chile, was it?
No, you've done the mistake that my dad made at the football quiz. C for Chile.
See Chile.
Do you know what? No, right. I was actually thinking Pellegrini.
See Chile.
Yeah.
See Chile.
C for Chile.
Or D Chile would be the
Yeah.
right.
Give yourself
Shit.
D Chile.
And what was the
Just
other
go
option
for
then?
it.
The 2.
Stab it.
Um,
Spain is apparently the other one.
so
Oh, right, yeah.
what was A and C then?
Wales and Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I'm having a point because I
21.
yeah.
No
I'm having it.
Englishman has won the Premier League as a manager. How many Italians have done it?
I believe there is 2.
You're wrong because
You're wrong.
you're forgetting
And you're
either
Horrible.
you're either
I've
I've gone
forgetting
for Mancini and Ranieri.
right. Ancelotti 3.
Oh,
okay. So you're both wrong.
Oh, it
is
was
there
it
another
4?
one?
So the answer
Vialli
is
never
4,
did he?
So
and I can't tell you because I haven't got the
oh
answer.
god, right. So let's work it out then. So So the first couple of seasons was United, then
Blackburn.
Blackburn,
That was Kenny.
right? Then we keep going with United.
Then Arsenal's.
So it goes to Arsenal.
And then you
Then
went
it
to
keeps on rolling.
Chelsea's.
Then it keeps on rolling.
Di Matteo. Di
No, he
Matteo.
didn't win the league.
Did he not?
They keep on rolling. It keeps on rolling until it gets to Man City. No, Ancelotti won it first.
Yeah. I've forgotten Ancelotti.
Then Mancini.
Yeah.
Then Ranieri. Conte. Motherfucker.
Apparently it's 4. So that's your 4.
Conte.
I'm pretty confident I've got the
22.
next one though.
However,
Well, yeah, was he 22?
only one Italian international has won the league as a player. Which club was he playing for?
Mancini at Leicester.
No.
Isn't it?
Mancini?
Mancini played for Leicester. Roberto Mancini.
Yeah, but he had to be playing for the team when they won the league.
Oh, maybe I misunderstood the question. It was just a
No.
Italian manager who's won the league and played for one of the
An
clubs.
Italian international has won the league.
Yeah.
So they'd have to be playing for the team that's won the league at the time. I've gone for F. Because I think it might be Makeda. Federico Makeda at United.
I misunderstood the
Possibly.
The
question.
answer is D, Manchester City. Can't tell you.
Balotelli.
Can't tell you.
I
Balotelli.
totally misunderstood that. I thought it was because he said a continuation from the previous question
No.
at the time. You see what I mean?
He is.
Because
He is
Mancini
right.
did play for Leicester, didn't he?
Yeah.
23.
Oh, that's very annoying.
Peter Schmeichel became the first goal scorer to score a goal in the league to score a goal in the league in 2001. Which club was he playing for at the time?
Villa.
B.
B is the correct answer. Schmeichel is Villa's oldest goal scorer in the Premier League.
Yeah, it was on the telly the other day. Was that question?
Interesting.
So I think
I like how
maybe Casper.
I like how of the options it gave United, Villa, City, Leicester. Never played for Leicester, but his son does now.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
24. Who was the first manager to field a team without a British player in the Premier League match on Boxing Day
99.
Oh, it has to be Wenger, doesn't it?
It's Gianluca Vialli, A, I think.
What?
At Chelsea.
Yeah.
And your final question.
You're a nerd.
Your final
it's
question.
insane.
And
If
you
I
are
could
free
apply my
to-
brain to anything that was actually useful...
You are free to try and do the clubs.
Right, okay.
25. Who is the only player to have scored goals for 7 clubs in the Premier League?
Do you want me
What
to
were
reveal
the
who I think?
options?
Teddy Sheringham,
Terry Shedingham.
Nick Barmby,
Yeah.
Craig Bellamy,
Craig Bellamy.
Darren Bent.
Durandant.
So my initial thought was it can't be Barnby.
Right.
Got to take that one off the table.
I don't think he's played for enough clubs.
I only remember him at
Oh, to be fair, Spurs, Borough, Everton, Liverpool, Leeds,
Hull. But he wasn't in the Premier League at Hull, was he?
He might have been there for like the first season or two.
Anyway, so taking that one out. I can't remember what C was again now.
You went D, didn't you?
I went Bent.
I think it's Bellamy.
Prove it.
I think his clubs are Coventry City, Newcastle, Blackburn, Liverpool, Man City, West Ham, and Cardiff if he ever scored for Cardiff while they were in the Premier League
I
that
was
season.
I was waiting for Cardiff as well.
Personally, I think you should have an extra point for that because you got it right and you got all the clubs.
Yeah. He's such a nerd. I'd be interested as to how many clubs
The worst thing was you were doing them in order, and I was like, until you hit West Ham.
Was there?
You went City first.
Ah,
West
it's
Ham,
yeah.
Cardiff,
I was just trying to think where
Ham,
City signed him from. I couldn't work it out.
So
Your brain, man.
20. There's 25 points there. 26 if you Paul.
I got 9 wrong.
Well, I got 8 correct. I said I'd be lucky if I got half.
Oh, that was good. Nope, it's almost full time, I think.
65% rate.
Congratulations, Paul, winning quiz 1, week 1.
I can't handle that every week.
I can't.
Well,
handle
it's
this
a
every week.
baseline, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you produced a quiz, didn't you?
Paul,
So have we? Have we
So something that me and Paul talked about was that we would do a quiz, you versus each other, and then we'd do like a whole season, and then see who.
Yeah.
So Paul's got 1, you've got. But Paul would also generate a super hard question to ask the people at home, and then each week you'd have to answer it, and people can like comment and stuff. Because people like that sort of.
I think people should come in and challenge Paul.
Challenge
Beat the
Annika.
jock.
Yeah.
Challenge Annika.
Beat the nerd.
Beat the tway.
It's an option.
Thank you for an excellent quiz, Andrew.
What was the score? You
Don't
can't
like
explain
It's
it.
still 10 minutes to go, and it's 2-1 to Man City. Liverpool had equalised with Firmino. But,
Rich vein of form.
Leroy Sané was put him back in front.
So, episode 1, season
Done.
1.
Yeah.
Very happy with that.
1. It was good. I enjoyed that.
That is long.
That is
where
Yeah.
If it was anything else, I'd split it into 2. But
Edit.
and I'm gonna have to.
I don't think you can really.
No.
It's not going to make any sense.
And I'm gonna have to upload it fairly soon, I imagine. Like tomorrow.
I mean, in any other one, yeah. This one we didn't really talk too much about.
No, we discussed about the FA Cup.
There's
as
a
well.
bit, but I don't
By the
think
way,
it'll matter too
we're still
much.
talking and it's still recording.
Oh yeah.
So,
Right. Well, we'll stop it there, and then you can.
thank you very much, Andrew.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
That.
listeners and viewers.
I'll be happy if by the end of the season Andy knows about football.
Yeah,
Well, that's
our aim.
that should be your true challenge.
Yeah.
Get me to be able to pronounce any of those names. Right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye. Bye.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. What did you think to that brand new podcast for your New Year joy? That's Paul and James talking everything football. What did you think to the quiz? Was it hard? Was it too hard? We'll sort of need to find a range on that one. One that's not too easy for Paul and one that's maybe a little bit easier for the boy Panas. If you want to send James and Paul some of your love, you can do that by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Click the notification bell thing. Send them a message. If you want to contact them on social media, you can go to thecookiecast.com. It's got all our links to all of our social media on there. You can even drop an email. I'm sure we can forward it on to them. Send them some questions. Why don't you try and see if you can beat Paul in asking him a question. That'll be a fun one to do. So yeah, hopefully we'll see Paul and James back soon to do more football updates. But until then, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you then. Bye.